Hello to my crafty friends. This is Tina with Creative Brain Organized Life. So today I'm talking about the Anna Griffin mystery box from February 2026. And as promised, I'm back with a few scrapbooking projects. This is what's left. So let me show you what I created. So the first project I have to show you is using this floral as a background. So it's a one-page scrapbook page, and this is used as accents as well as the Anna Griffin gold paper. All right, and here is what I created. So really fun border, two big photos, the flower accents, the butterfly, of course, gold accents, a title, and room for journaling. So let me show you what went into this. This is the border die that I used, and it is from Crop It Home. So if you want to see the other borders that come with it. So I did this layer in gold and this layer in the pink paper that came in the mystery box. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And then I just left a little bit of a border on each side so you could see the pretty paper and the colors. And I glued that flat down. And then this is also from Crop It Home, these titles. So I used the title Friends because I think I'm going to use this for the crafty retreat that I just went on. So I know we have a really good group photo that would go perfect here. And then I know I have several of us standing up and taking pictures with friends or my table mates that I think will go here. And if I want to add more, I could always do a flip flap to add more pictures. But for now, I think this will work. This white paper I thought looked good with that one, and it actually is just the back of one of the gold papers. So, you know, use your supplies in a different way. And then this one is the die that came with the mystery kit. It's this one, and I just cut it in two different colors, and the inside is in this dark copper color and the shimmer paper, and the outline is done in gold that matches that and the border. And then I just glued those flat into the middle, but there's so much dimension it actually looks like I popped them up. But I didn't. Oh, and the flowers came with the pop dots in the middle there, so that I think created a nice dimension. And then I just wove it around the title. And then I added the butterfly. I just put one puffy dot in the middle. You know, it's the regular Anna Griffin puffy squares. And I just put one in the middle so that it kind of looks like it's flying. Then I thought it needed something over here in the corner. So, you know, it's like the rule of threes. You want your eye to travel through the page. And so sometimes it can be like three different spots, or if it looks like a triangle with 3 points, and you try to put your embellishments that way and that way. So your eyes wander in that triangle fashion with the 3 points. You know, 3 different embellishments, and it's pleasing to the eye. And that's one of the things that makes a good scrapbook page. This is the other place I used the pink paper, and I don't know if you can see on camera, but I sort of inset it into the opposite cut, so it kind of looks fun to have it meet up with the border there. I may just add some lines of text cut out in little pieces for the journaling or the date, and then I could always have a flip up that has a bigger story, or I could do a little tag here at the bottom of each picture and put the names of the people and the dates. So lots you can do with that. And the other side is just plain, so it's one-sided paper. So I would probably take another piece of paper like this one that I have left and put it into the scrapbook page that way. Sometimes I glue them together to make it easier, you know, if it's a definite set time period. But sometimes you can just put it into the scrapbook loose like that, just in case you ever want to take them out and make copies or give them as gifts or change the order. So anyway, that is page 1. So I used a lot of things from the mystery box in this. So the things that were out of my own stash are the gold paper and the dies to make the border and the picture frames and the title. Everything else is from the mystery box. The pink paper, the background paper, this die, and the flowers and the bow. Okay, and the second page I made is this one. So I was creating this page with the dark pink and the light pink and this other paper, and it was really pretty. And I was trying to think, should I do a garden theme and take pictures from our trip? And then all of a sudden, I got my daughter's pictures back from her school photo, and look what she's wearing. I was laughing so hard. It looks so perfect with this butterfly paper. It's even the same tones. I had forgotten I bought her this dress. So, you know, I kind of want to fix her hair, but that's okay. So I just knew I had to do her school photos with these papers. So I changed direction and I went ahead and created this flip flap so that I could fit all the pictures in. And so it'll go like that. So it'll be a clear, one of the Anna Griffin clear pockets, and I'll just attach it like that. And then it will flip open. So I will go ahead and talk you through this. So the dark paper, I went ahead and just did strips all the same size, and then I glued them onto the picture. I mitered the corners, and then this is the leftover from the die from the last one I showed you. I just glued one in each corner. And what I like about the background, it's the same color as this, which was a happy accident. And I decided to add a little flower over the tile in the corner here just to highlight the year and her name. And then you'll flip it, and then there's more room for either journaling or pictures. And I was running out of time, so I just put one flower here, but I probably will add more gold embellishments or a couple more flowers. When I'm done with the cards, I can come back and fill in with what's left from the kit, just so you can see it without that. So I went ahead and I just followed the line on the paper, and it's not even that perfect, but it doesn't matter. Once you get it down on the paper, it looks awesome. So this is all attached. This is one piece. So I just cut down to the inner flower there on the design. And so I cut it twice and then separated it. This is the bottom part of the paper, and then that's the top part. So I think it's really pretty. And then I went ahead and just tucked a few embellishments in behind it. I didn't want to disrupt the pattern too much, but I wanted to add some flowers, and I cut the flower here so that the leaf would hang over and just give a little bit of dimension. I added the little bee here, some of the flowers. This is from my stash. This is one of the flourish embellishments. So I went ahead and put this picture in, and it has her grade on there in the years. So even if it's the same picture or a similar picture to that, it had the pretty blues. So I went ahead and added a blue flower from the mystery kit to add into there. Again, I tucked these under the embellishment and then had a couple leaves or flowers coming up above it. The butterfly, just one little pop dot there. And again, I used the scrapbook titles from one of the Crop at Home events, and I said joyful for this one because she looks very joyful, and all of the things on this page I think are joyful also. So all of the flowers are a double layer, so they have some dimension because that's how they came with the puffy tape, but all of the borders I put on flat. I just thought it would be easier, and I think having some flat and some popped up really gives it a nice dimension. It might have been nice to pop up the title, but I'm okay with that. So I'll probably put another picture or a couple pictures here, or I could do journaling here and then have more pictures on this side. So lots of options. So when I put the flip flap on this, I'm going to do it in the middle like this. So you see the color of the borders on both sides of this, which blends into the background of this picture paper they have. And then the little gold highlights, you know, that this is the main picture. And I like seeing the pink paper there because it follows through with what she's wearing and makes it kind of one whole look. So it's like a continuous flow of the dark paper and then the accent of the pink butterfly paper. And I also wanted to have the border paper on both sides of that as well. So I love how this highlights the main picture, and then you can open it up for more detail, stories, and more pictures. So I'm loving this, and it's different. You know, it's really unique. And also, I should mention, this is going to be a right-handed page, right? So if I had a two-page layout like this, and this is on that side, you would open it that way. And if I want, I can tuck it in, like if it's flapping open, you can tuck it under the flower to keep it closed when you're turning the page over. So everything is from the mystery kit except for the title and the little gold embellishments that I have. Everything else came in the mystery box. All right, so I have one more to show you today, and I used this background paper, which is so pretty. I love it. I hated covering it up, actually, but, you know, that's what scrapbooking is, right? You got to get everything on your page. So I went ahead and did a border this time at the top, having it be thicker, and I didn't do the matching one. I decided to pull out of my stash these borders. These are the harvest borders, and they come, it's a sticker border, and it comes with an accent piece that you can pop up for dimension. So I did that on the bottom here. So I don't know if you can see. I used the puffy squares under the flowers here. You can really see it in person more. And then stuck the border sticker on the bottom. And then I got, can you see this paper? It's a shimmer, sort of lighter gold that I thought went really well with these trees. So I pulled that paper out and made a border. I don't know if you can see. For the pictures. On one of these frame layers, I went ahead and cut this out of the middle because you're covering it anyway, and I needed it for a title or journaling. So I went ahead and cut that out, and then I glued these down. And then I cut this frame out and glued that down, and then I went and got all of my floral embellishments. So I went ahead and just cut these on the paper trimmer, but it would be really pretty if you wanted to use one of the dies that, you know, is a rectangle like that. That would be pretty also. So I was thinking to match that, so it would be like that. To match it, I would turn it over and put it up here. But I didn't want to cover my paper, so I think I'm just going to put the flowers. Isn't that pretty? There you go. So I have the puffy squares behind this top one, just so it would create dimension. It sort of looks like a curtain in a way. And then I'm going to use this sticker. And since that's already popped up, I don't think I need this popped up again. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it on flat. And I think I want it to be right above this little flower in the design of the paper. Okay, so that looks great, I think. So you're repeating the design from the top to the bottom, but not the whole thing because I want to see this paper. This is puffed up, so it's like sort of a curtain feel to it. And we're putting the embellishments, the flowers, sort of in and around it and under it. The butterfly is on the corners. Sometimes I like covering up corners just to make it flow better, make it seem more pleasing to the eye. And then I created this little tag for journaling or for a title. But I was thinking you could put it there if you want, but I feel like it disrupts the design too much. And you could put it there, but we don't know for sure what picture we're going to use yet. So I would suggest maybe down here in the corner with some of the little flowers coming over the corner like that. You could take the puffy tape off and make it flat if you want. You even could put it over some of the flowers like that. So I don't know. What do you prefer? I'm kind of thinking I will go right in the middle like this, because sometimes the bottom corners of a picture don't matter quite as much. So I pulled a picture out of my stash just to guesstimate. So this is not the one I would be using for this layout, I don't think, but it will give us an idea of what it will look like when a picture is here. See, that looks great, and it doesn't cover up anything important with the flowers. In fact, it's kind of perfect that, you know, we're leaning to the left there. And then this would go here. So I like that because it's not really covering up anything important. Or let's try it on this side. So yeah, that works on that side too. So I don't like it as much. I liked that the flowers were sort of covering that part of it, and the flowers kind of interface. I think I would put it right there. But I think this one did look better over here on that side. So this could be the title or the journaling. I think a title would be pretty because then you would still see the design of the paper. I like how this is repeating the paper that's down there and the frame that is on the bottom of the picture frames. So I like the continuity of that. The only question I have is there's no gold flourishes on here. Do we need it? Behind these flowers is where I might add some gold flourishes and little accents that might make it brighten up a little bit, but I purposely made this monochromatic. And I like that the blue in this flower is bringing out the blue that was in the border. And then the yellow is a nice little accent. So I think this is a really fun way to use the pattern from the paper. I just cut it with scissors. Used puffy tape to create dimension. Picture frames were cut with a paper trimmer. You can't get easier than that. And then I did pull the border sticker and this border sticker out of my stash, but all of these embellishments, flowers and stickers, are from the mystery kit. And all of the paper except for this gold one is from the mystery kit. So really easy, and I think this would be a really pretty 2-page spread as well. So if you wanted to get the other side. So again, this is probably the simplest one out of all the ones I did because I didn't use any die cutting for this one. All right, so let me bring back the other ones that we did. All right, so we had this pink one with the flip-flap, and we had this one, and then we had the floral with the gold. This is what I have so far, and I still have a ton of supplies, so I'm going to keep going, and I will come back and show you what I've created. I haven't even started on the cards yet, and if you want to see how much I have left of embellishments, quite a few, so I'll go ahead and finish up using these. I haven't used the presents yet. That might be the next scrapbook page for a birthday and a tea. But all of these are for cards, and then we have the card envelopes and inserts. So we'll go ahead and finish using all of these up, and then I might pull some flowers from my stash to add into it. And definitely more of that die set here. Here is the opposite of this, and so I think that would be really pretty on a card, especially with that paper. So I'll try and use this paper, and I also cut it out in a silver, and I think these are going to be really pretty with the cards. So it looks like I have a lot more crafting to do because we have a lot of paper and embellishments left and all of the cards. I didn't make any of the cards yet, so I will definitely do that and then come back and show you. So that's the scrapbooking that I have so far, and I'm really happy with how it's all coming together, and I'm loving these papers and embellishments, and I'm really looking forward to making cards next. All right, so this has been really fun. Thanks for being here, and I would love to hear what you're making. So see you next time, and until then, happy crafting.